for the first one, I'm gonna be palpating the humeral head, which you can find on the lateral side of the shoulder. If you feel up a little bit, you'll be able to feel a little prominence right here, which would be the head of the humerus. And then follow that with the humeral shaft, which goes from the shoulder to the elbow. So the humeral shaft would be located right here.
Okay, I'll be palpating the superior angle of the scapula. So to assist me in finding this, I'm going to have him put his hand behind his back. I'm going to find the inferior angle, doing that. And then if you follow that up, your superior angle will just be at the top. So it should be right here. I'm now going to be checking the range of motion for shoulder flexion and shoulder extension. The average range of motion for shoulder flexion is 170 to 180, and the average range of motion for shoulder extension is 40 to 60 degrees. We're going to start with shoulder flexion. So you're going to put the fulcrum at the head of the humerus, and you're going to put the movement arm. Put the fulcrum at the head of the humerus. You're going to put the stationary arm in line with the mid-axillary line, and you're going to put the movement arm in line with the humerus. To make it easier, I'm going to get him to start with his arm in 90 degrees. Okay, now go ahead and put your arm all the way back as far as you can. And his range of motion was 178, so right where it should be. Now for shoulder extension, I'm gonna have him lay prone. The fulcrum will be in line with the chromium. The stationary arm will still be in line with your mid-axillary line, and your movement arm will be in line with the lateral epicondyle. So I'm gonna go ahead and have him lift his arm up as much as he can. And he was able to extend his arm 55 degrees. So once again, right in normal range.
So next is going to be assessing range of motion for shoulder external rotation. So for this, I'm gonna have in a supine position. I'm gonna have her laying in a supine position. So the fulcrum is gonna be on the olecranon process. The stationary arm is gonna be in a vertical position. It doesn't really matter if it's vertical towards the ceiling or vertical towards the floor, as long as it's in a vertical position. Our camera is sliding a little bit. And then the movement arm is gonna be in line with the ulnar styroid. So if you could put your arm out and up. Yeah, there you go, just like that. So fulcrum here, stationary arm. And then I'm gonna have her reach as far back as she can with her, I'm gonna have her reach as far back as she can in an external rotation motion, so go ahead. So the typical range of motion for this is about 90 to 100 degrees, and she was at 92 degrees, so she was in the range of external rotation range of motion. But now we're gonna be doing a manual movement test for the latissimus dorsi, or also known as the lats. The manual muscle test for the lats. And for this, she's gonna be laying in a prone position with her arms down to her side. And then she's gonna take her hand and reach towards her toes. And I'm gonna be grabbing right here and having resistance pushing up while she pushes down. So go ahead and hold it. Don't let me push you down or push you up. Right? And then right there, she was able to resist against maximal resistance. So she would have a grade of a 5 for the lats.
Now we are going to be doing a manual muscle test for the posterior fibers of the deltoid. And to do this, I'm going to have him reach his arm backwards. And I'm going to place my arm right here for support. And I'm going to try to push forward and tell him to resist me pushing forward to keep his arm backwards. So 3, 2, 1. Okay. So he was able to resist against maximal force, so that would be a 5 out of 5 on the muscle test scale. I'll be showing 2 ways to strengthen your triceps brachii. The first way is going to be without weight, and you can do like have your arms like this and do like this. You would typically be on something, but if you just go down and then come back up, that would be on your triceps. To strengthen your triceps, what could be get a weight. This is my weight, and to hold it behind your head like this and just go down and then come back up. And just remember to keep it slow and controlled. One way you can stretch your triceps is to bring your arm to the other side. Stretch your triceps. Or if you do like this, like the same motion that you used to strengthen it, and you just hold it right here. And that's how you would stretch your triceps brachii.
So I'm gonna be showing you 2 ways to strengthen and stretch the subscapularis. So to stretch, you can stand straight up, put your hand behind your back, and then take your hand and pull it back off of your back without extending your torso for 5 to 10 seconds, and then pull that and do a couple sets of that. That also is a way that you can strengthen it as well without weights. Then it with a weight would be using a resistance band. So I'm gonna use this. So you'd put the resistance band at the bottom of anything. You'll turn sideways. And then pull external rotate, and then internal rotate, and keep doing that for a couple sets. And that's one way you can strengthen with added weight. And then you can also add weight by using a thicker resistance band, which would increase the amount of strength and stretch that you have to do in order to build that muscle.
Good.